Anyone? Any question?
We are time now. This is yeah, I think Marcin is already online. So please, any question you can just forward straight to Twitter handles of Alistair G. He'll be happy to reply to you. Thank you very much, Alistair G. Thank you. We appreciate
Great
your
stuff,
presence.
people. Enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers, cheers.
Great section.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so the next person is Marcin. Before you start, mostly I used to receive some approvals that come straight to my email, then I click on approve and go when I'm trying to test apps. But nowadays it comes straight to my Teams, and I'm like, wow, what is this? So I'll be very happy if where say Marcin topic will be on approvals in Teams, and I will be very happy to learn more in how this Teams does the approval thing. So Marcin is an Office 365 consultant and an architect too. So he creates apps and solutions that improve and facilitate work using Power Apps. That's the Power Platform tools with the other Automate and Co, SharePoint and Teams. So Marcin, please take over the session. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be together with you.
Okay, happy. Thank you.
Okay, so let's start. Yeah, my name is Marcin Siewnicki. I'm from Warsaw, Poland. We have a rainy day today. I'm Microsoft 365 consultant. I work in small Polish company ISCG, and well, I focus mostly on Office or Microsoft 365 and stuff around modern workplace collaboration, Teams, and stuff like that. So let's go to approvals in Teams because it's a quite interesting topic. A lot of stuff inside, and it's quite new feature because it's 6 months or so. So quick agenda. First, introduction to approvals. What is it? How we can use it? What you can get in Office 365 out of the box without Teams. Then we will go to Teams and look what Teams provides for approvals, how we can use it, what's inside, what's limitations, etc. And at the end, some advanced scenarios. So how can we extend those capabilities, those features to even more advanced scenarios, more complex solutions. So first, approvals. I think that everyone gets some approval or were involved in some kind of approvals because it's critical or if not must have part of any type of workflows, both formal and informal. You can get approval in document system when you must or someone must have to accept or reject a document, management acceptance processes, or some kind of official signature management systems. So approvals are everywhere, from small, just accept my holiday, accept my new hardware request, to very complex approvals for invoices, for multiple step, multiple stage approvals in some complex document approval system, etc. So it's everywhere. It can be complex, it can be simple. And of course, back office processes, because I think it's most common. And in back office processes, everyone touch approvals, create approvals, or wait for approval from his manager. I think that the holiday approval process is the most common because everyone wants some 3 days and ask for manager to get some 3 days. So this is very basic approval, and this type of approval. So when someone asks his manager or someone else for, in this case, business trips, and 2 outcomes, positive and negative, and this type of approval, I think is the most common. We can have more options. For example, 5 outcomes: yes, no, maybe, back to previous stage, etc. But the most common is 2 outcomes: yes, no, positive, negative, accept, reject. And this type is implemented in Teams and in Office 365 for Power Automate. So Office comes with with approvals in Power Automate. It's not new thing. It's with us for a few years. So you can create approval in Power Automate using template or using, creating it from scratch. It's quite simple, just dedicated action, enter required details, and that's it. And this kind of approvals creates flow behind that and send message to approver with a question, with details from this approval and ask for, approve or reject. And end user, so approver guy gets this email message. So you can directly approve or reject that flow from your email, from your Outlook or Outlook in web window. In the same time, you can go and do the same thing directly in Power Automate portal. Well, it's quite easy. From Outlook, it's very easy. Just read details and click approve, reject. You can add some comments as well. In portal, it works in the same way, but you must go navigate to portal, find your approval, and approve, reject, add some comments, etc. But it's okay if you have 2-3 approvals per month. That's okay. That's quite easy. But because we work with teams more and more, work from home, and in many cases we have a lot of we are involved in multiple processes, so we can have dozens or hundreds of approvals every month. So using emails, it's not so easy. You can lose some approval. You must go and search for missing or waiting approval flow. In portal, it's the same. You must go navigate, search through the list, check details, etc. And it's not so easy to use it in more complex environments, when you have a lot of approvals. And and here, this year, Microsoft introduced on January a new dedicated application for approvals. It can be installed in your Teams. By default, it's disabled. And it gathers all approvals from your Office 365 environment and shows in this application. So you can go to one place, check all your waiting approvals, check finished approvals, create new approval, or even create a approval template. So it's more advanced than classic approval in Power Automate, and introduce many other features. This is a dedicated application, and it's personal application. So you can see only your own approvals. You don't need to filter, you don't need to check is it for you or not, just your approvals in one place. Central place for all approvals. So if you create approval in Teams, it will be visible in this application. If you create Power Automate approval, it will be also visible in this application. So you don't need to check email, Power Automate portal or Teams. No, one place to work with approvals. You can also start approval from a chat, from a Teams chat. So it's even easier to create approvals with your manager. Just during you talk with your manager, you can click and create approval for holiday, for new hardware, etc. Directly from chat. All approvals from entire environment. It's very important because you don't need to switch between windows. It's one-stage approval. So if you create approval, it will be also always one-stage approval. So one requester send approval to one approver or multiple approvers. But when it's finished, it will be closed. When it's the second stage, a new approval will appear. You can add files to this approval, so it's quite important because you can send approval with attachment. and files are shared to the entire organization. I will show you that later. You can even create approval for guests in your teams. It's not fully supported. Some features are not available for guests, but if you create a approval for your guest, he will be able or she will be able to approve or reject that approval. And because of some technical background, private channels are not supported, so you can't create approval from a private channel. But let's stop talking. I will show you how it works in Teams. I'm a little bigger, maybe. Yeah. Okay. So first, if you want to install approval application, you can go to apps and search for approval, and this is it, apps approvals. Because I've installed it already, so it's here. And we start with a list with all approvals assigned to me or created by me. So there are two tabs, received and sent. So received that someone created and attached to me, assigned to me, and sent, so list with approvals that I created. And I'm waiting for some actions for these approvals. So received and sent, only two tabs. They are filter, but very basic, requested and custom. So it's, I would say, thing to change because it should be more complex, but you can filter it. But let's go and to this approval and click on it, how it looks like. Okay, and inside it's of course some title, attachment in this case, and the approval chain. So who requested, in this case me, and who should approve or who approved this approval. And this is approved, so you can see that this one is finished. But if I go and this one is requested, yeah, so yeah, pending response. But in this case, 3 people, so I can create a request for multiple people. So, but let's create a new approval. You can go and click new approval request. And there are 2 things. First, there are 2 types, basic and e-sign. E-sign is dedicated, it's in technical preview for electronic signatures, but we'll focus on basic right now. And first thing, I must provide some name, some easy to understand name. That's of course, I want 3 days off. Approver, so I must select approver. In this case, John. This is my test account. If I provide more people, yeah, I can select if I required a response from all recipients or only just for the first one. I can add some details. I need to rest. And I can add attachment. I can upload it from my computer, attach a link, or select a file on my OneDrive. I will try to upload maybe this one. Failed to upload. That's unexpected. Okay. Refresh the Teams and check what's going on. I try a new attachment. Okay, I'm not happy about that. Okay, I won't waste time for trying to fix that. Just, I will show you attachment on my previous requests. And I can select if I want some custom responses. By default, this approval will create a flow with 2 outcomes, 2 actions, approve and reject. I can customize these actions. For example, I can say yes, no, but I can't add a third or fourth one. So it's only 2 actions available. And send. Okay. I hope it will work. Yeah, attachments are broken, but anyway. Now, if I go to my test account, my John account, a little bigger, and go to approvals, oh yeah, I got this approval. I can go and check it. Yeah, it's waiting for me. But in the same time, in activity tab in Teams, I got this notification that a new approval is created and waiting for me. So it's easy to get this approval. It's really hard to miss the approvals in Teams, because we will get approval in approvals tab. You get a notification in activity feed, and if you use these banners, you will also get a banner that display information that you get new approval and you must make some actions. And I can, of course, as you can see, there are yes, no options. I can add some comment and click yes to approve that request. And that's it from my, it's change status to yes. That's it. If I go back to my, sent to my approvals, requested still. Oh, come on. Can't be faster. Oh yeah, it's approved. Its current status is yes. So it's okay. If I go and check that one, I can see that John accepted my request, and the comment it's okay. And the same thing for notification. I get a notification in my activity feed with current status information about that request. So it's hard to miss that one. It's multiple areas with notification about that approval. Okay, but what about that not working attachments? I will quickly create this request from my second account, from John's account. Attachment test, yeah. This one, not this one. Okay, and try to attach a file. Okay, this time it works. It works. Yeah, I created a request, a new approval with attachment, with this attachment. If I click it, it should open a new window with this PDF sample file. Yeah, okay. But what's important to know that if I attach a file from my computer to approval, it will be saved in my own, bigger, in my own OneDrive. Okay, it's in Polish, so I will go there to English version and show you that. Yeah. Approvals will create a new folder in your OneDrive called approvals document, and all files or attachment that you put in your approvals will be saved here in this folder. What does it mean? First, you have full control over those files. Those files are yours, and you can modify, remove them from OneDrive, and keep and control them in OneDrive. Second thing, of course, if you remove this file from OneDrive, you can block your approval. And third one, if you want to approve a file with the same name in this approval folder, you can't. You will replace existing documents. So, but it's implication of using this one folder in your OneDrive. But I think that's most important. It's that when you attach a file to your approval, it's saved in your OneDrive and by default shared with your entire organization. As you can see, it's shared. And it's shared with my entire tenant with edit permissions. But of course, only with this link. So it won't say send any notification to all my colleagues, but if I send that link or someone send that link to everyone, so everyone can edit this file. So that's the thing in approvals and in attachment in approvals. So files are shared, stored in your OneDrive for business and shared for everyone in your organization with edit permission, but only with links. With link. Just keep it in mind that it works that way. The next one, if I want to create approval, then I can type yeah, my guest account from my different tenant. Yeah, I can click send it. As you can see, I can create an approval for my guests. If I switch to my different environment, this is my ISCG tenant and my teams connected to my demo account. And as you can see, I just received a new approval, guest approval, and I can approve or reject just like that. So it works. But I as a guest, I can't create any new approvals. So it's not for guests, just because I can't find any user in this tenant. So I can do that, but I can so you can create approvals for your guests or some. If you work with your vendors, with external companies, that you can use it for this kind of work, but they won't be able to create approvals for you. But I think that's okay. So we have approvals. You can create approval. You can send approval and do some action, make some actions on your approvals. But it's a quite new feature is that you can create templates for your approvals. And I think it's a very important thing because by default, you must enter approvers. So you must enter manually who will be approving your request. So you can choose. Is it your manager? Is it your boss? Is it your colleague? Whoever you choose, that person will get notification and can approve. All information will be saved in history, but you can choose. So it's you can't use it for very formal processes. But using templates, and there is manage templates feature, you can create a template and select who will be approving specific approvals. So you can create some formal processes using this feature. For example, I create a new template for create from scratch. There are a lot of templates out of the box, but I will create a new from scratch to show you how it works. Then I can choose if that one template will be available for entire Office 365 or maybe for specific people or for team. Yes, you can create a approval that is assigned only for people in specific team. For example, in HR team, in IT team, etc. I will create org white, and let's say computer request. Why not? Category may be order management, and you can create your own form. That's very interesting feature because you can create form, you can create your questions. Same request. I required. I can know some This one. There's some choice question. Computer type. Maybe laptop. I can add other options. I acquired this one. I can also say add a date. Delivery date. I can create such form, and I can add specify some advanced options in this template. For example, if I want that every request should have attachment, I can select this that I required an attachment in approvals. But very important is this one, approver. So I can let requester to enter own approvals or specify approvals. And using this feature, I can create a formal approval process. For example, all approvals created using this template for new hardware, new computer will be automatically sent to John. And that's it. No one can change it. So it's some kind of formal process. And I can customize responses. So by default, it's approve, reject. I can stick with it. This is a preview how it looks like with this form, and publish. Okay, so if I go back to my approval applications, here, and I want to create a new approval, but this time I select templates option, and I select this new computer request. So this time I must, it requires some more information. A new computer. Yeah, I can't, as you can see, I can't change approver. So it will be by default sent to John. Request name, same. My laptop died. I want a new, and I need it as soon as possible. And that's it. And if I go to my John's account, yeah, close that one. And there's a new activity, new notification in my activity feed. And I got this new approval with, I can see this is the this one is using this new computer request template. And there are more information because there are some dates, some more information, more description about that approval, but other stuff works the same. So I can add comment, I can approve, reject, etc. So using templates, you can create more formal processes, more complex processes. You can create your own form, and because this is quite very simple, but very simple form designer, but you can create a more complex form. So not only description and attachment, but also choices, more text fields, more date fields, etc. So it's more, you can customize it a little more. But what about technical part of this? First thing, all forms, of course, are created. Not one. If you are familiar with Microsoft Forms, so the designer is very similar to Forms, and yeah, it uses Forms. So when you create a new template in approvals in Teams, and you use that custom designer for your approval, but automatically a new form will be saved in your forms in Office 365, and if you go there, as you can see, yeah, come on, fresh that one. Yeah, this one, this new response. If I go to this one, yeah, this is the same form I just created. Request the name, a computer type, and delivery date. And there's one response, so I can see options, all responses. But what's important, because it creates a new form in my Microsoft Forms. So if I go and remove it or modify, I can break my approvals, but but fortunately, I can't change settings. It was available a few weeks before, but right now it's no, only it's not available for editing. So I can't break my approval process. So it's very, very good. But you can see from your Microsoft Forms window all forms or responses in this view. So all forms created in Power Automate in Teams approvals are saved to Microsoft Forms. So it uses a different service as a background for these approvals. And the last thing in approvals is this electronic signature. It's in preview, but currently it support only Adobe Sign. So first thing, you have to register, or you must have this Adobe Sign. Yeah, signed or not? Yeah. So must buy license for Adobe Sign to use it. You can test with trial accounts for 30 days or weeks. Yeah, 30 days, I think. And test and check how it works, what you can do it, how it works. But in the future, Microsoft should or must provide or will provide more providers. So I think that Microsoft mentioned about DocuSign and some other providers for electronic signatures. So time will show what kind of other providers you can use in approvals. But currently in technical preview, you can check and you can test Adobe Sign. How it works? First, you must have a trial account or full account in Adobe Sign. Then I will show you from my test account, from my John's account, because I must test it with two accounts. I can't send approval for myself. Yes, this is one. It's a little complicated, but yes, sign in. Okay, this one I think in my so I can create a new approval request. This time use eSign request type. And as you can see in provider, there is only Adobe Sign, but in future, I think there will be more providers available. Let's say new offer. I must add some attachment because it's this one. And I must select recipients in this type. Oh. Okay. Okay, give me a second. I must find my second test account. But it will take only. Oh, come on. Okay, I will do this in a different way. So I think I know why my attachments are not working. So I start again, but with my main test account. Okay, it's new offer 1, 2, 3. Attachment. Yeah, this one. And I will select John as a recipient for this and send. Yeah, okay, I sent, so it's not visible in this window. But if I go to my John's account, okay, as you can see in Adobe Sign section in approvals, there's a new offer. This new approval is waiting for me. And if I click on it, it looks the same. But this new Adobe Sign icon shows that it's electronic signature. And if I click review, I will be redirected to different page, and I can check this document and sign it with my Adobe Sign signature. Yes, sign it, and that's it. It's signed, and it will. It's unfortunately I can't check it in my. Oh yeah, it's here, approved. I can check it how it looks like with this signature. Yeah, it's signed when by with this test email, etc. But at the same time, I should get email message. Yes, with all information about that document, and the document itself is attached. So it's more complex, but connection between Adobe eSign with approvals in Teams. So you get email messages the same way as Adobe Sign works, but additionally you can create and works with approvals directly from your team. So you don't, if you're using Adobe Sign, it's a great feature. If you Microsoft or when Microsoft add more providers, it should be even more easier, because from my experience, I mostly use DocuSign, so I'm waiting for DocuSign because it will simplify a lot processes for me and for my customers. So it's a great feature. Currently, it's still in technical preview, but Microsoft is planning to add more more providers to this feature. Okay, so let's go back quickly to our presentation. So that's for approval application, yes. But what about advanced approvals? Well, we can create very complex approval in Power Automate with multiple stages, loops, etc. So go forward, go back. And how we can do this, and how we can connect this with approval application or with Teams. Because using Power Automate and approvals in Power Automate, by default, all approvals will be attached to approval application in Teams. That's great. But in some cases, we want more complex forms, more options for our customers to work with approvals. For example, multiple actions, not only 2 approve rejects, but for example 3, 4, 5, etc. Well, there are 2 options. We can use approvals with adaptive cards. This is action available in Power Automate, and this action allows you to send dedicated message to your Teams channel or Teams chat for specific person with advanced information about that approval. And second option is use fully custom adaptive cards. In this case, we send a custom adaptive card to Teams channel or to Teams chat, but it's completely custom with additional features. But while first approvals with adaptive cards uses Power Automate approvals, so it will appear in your approval application. In the second option, this green option, this action is not connected to approval. So you get something, you lose something. So you'll get more custom windows in Teams, but you lose connection with approval application in Teams. So I will quickly show you how it works. Okay, this is my approval application in Teams. There are all my requests. And what? I created a dedicated flow. But make it a oh, come on, please refresh. Yes. I changed password yesterday, and it's still not propagated to all my profiles in my Edge. Okay, so new blog post about approvals. So I created a flow behind that list. That will trigger a new when I create a new list item. So I must enter some fields. Blog post, yes. Go on, come on. Yeah, that's it. So right now a new flow should start, and this I will show you that flow, of course. This is this one. No, not that one. Sorry, this one. No, this one. Too many flows. So I use this flow because it allows me to send customized adaptive customized messages to my teams and look like this. So I create approval in Power Automate. Standard approval, nothing specific here, but I use post your own adaptive card as the flow bot to a channel. This action allows me to send dedicated customized messages to specific team channel or specific personal channel, because this is to a user. There are two actions. One action sent to a channel and second action sent to a user. So I can send it to a channel or send it to a user. Depends on my requirements, depends on my business process. It's quite simple. I just get content from approval and send it to specific channel. This time, in this case, marketing team and channel content scheduling. That's it. And how it works in my teams. So I created a new content entry in my list, a new flow. Yeah, it was triggered a few seconds ago. And in my marketing team, in this selected channel, I get message directly inside my channel that every single member of that team can approve or reject. That's more advanced, because in approvals, there's only everyone must go to, you must select every people inside when you create a new approval, and then everyone should go to approvals application, find this approval and approve or reject. In this case, I sent a message to a channel. So everyone in this team, in this channel, can go there, read that message and approve or reject directly from a channel. If I click approve, submit, yeah, it's approved. And depends on my approval options. First approve will close the process, or it will wait for all approvals in this case. So, but using this action, again, this post your own adaptive cards as the flow to a channel or to a user, I work with standard approval in Power Automate, and that means that it is available in approval application as well. So it's there. So it doesn't matter if I go to my approvals application or if I go to this specific Teams channel, it works the same, but this is something more, something advanced if I want to know dedicated messages to specific user or specific channel. But the second option, it's called this one. Post adaptive card to a Teams channel and wait for a response. This one, there is no approval. There is no Power Automate approval. So that means that it won't appear in my approvals application in Teams. So I think it depends on your requirements. So you get something, you lose something, you lose connection with approval application in Teams, but you get very advanced messages that you can send to your Teams channel or Teams user, because this is you can create fully customized message using JSON. Using JSON, there's a dedicated designer for these JSON adaptive cards, and how to customize it with JSON. So you can create that message. So as you can see, this one, go there. You can add pictures, you can add images, more text, more types of data. Design it in your own way, add your own actions. And if I go here and I show you how it, I created yesterday test message, and it looks like this one. So it's fully customized. If I go back to this is the message created by this approval action in Power Automate. So it's some approvals logo, some basic information, not very well formatted, and actions and information about who sent that approval. But if I go back to to this fully customized adaptive card, as you can see, it's designed by me. So there are some kind of custom logo. All information are well formatted, and there are 2 custom actions with icons. I can add more actions even. I can add 5 actions, 10 actions, and so on. So I can create very complex window, very complex message, and send that message to to channel members or to specific people in Teams chat. So it's more complex, but I lose this connection with approvals application. But in some cases, it can be better to create very complex chat messages and send it directly to specific people or specific channels, and then using this approvals application, because I can create it create quite advanced windows. So there are two options using this fully customized JSON adaptive cards, or use this send adaptive cards just from approval. So first option, the approvals with adaptive cards, is some enhancement for standard approvals. And the custom adaptive cards are completely separate thing from approvals, but you can find it useful in custom in specific scenarios, or maybe more complex scenarios. So approval with adaptive cards can be sent to a chat or a channel. You can send it using adaptive cards, and when you use this one, you can assign dynamically approval to every single member of your team. But using this custom adaptive card, by design, there's no permissions in it, so every single member can go and accept or reject this approval. But you have more configuration options, and there's the dedicated designer. So you can create this adaptive card in the designer, just copy your the JSON definition and just modify, and it will work. So this is one as a adaptive card from approval, and this one is from custom adaptive card. So it's more complex, more advanced forms. But you can choose what's right for you. So I have a few key takeaways, because we're running out of time. So you can use dedicated application in Teams for your approval. You can send even to your guests approvals with some limitations. You can use adaptive cards and flow for advanced scenarios, but I think that most scenarios can be covered with this dedicated application for Teams. But if you need, you can create adaptive cards or even custom adaptive cards. It's up to you. And the only one limitation that's right now. It's that you can't create or you can't send approvals messages to private channels because it's not supported, and I think it won't be supported. So that I think the biggest limitation right now, but it depends on you. You can create basic approvals just from scratch. You can create templates and create formal approvals, or if you need, you can extend your existing Power Automate approvals with adaptive cards or custom adaptive cards and send messages to your teams. And because it's quite new feature, it was introduced on January. Microsoft puts a lot of work to create new features for approvals, and there are some new features that should be available this year. So stay tuned and just wait for templates and e-signatures, because currently they are available in technical preview, but they should be fixed and available for everyone pretty soon. So that's all from my side. Do you have any questions?
Thank you very much, Marcin. That was great, and I love the session because that's my field actually, and I was like, wow. So quick one, let me know. Between the normal standard approvals and Teams approval, which one do you request?
Standard approvals and this is the same, so you don't need to do anything. Just I suggest to work with Teams because it's much easier and you won't miss anything. Because from my experience, I missed a few approvals using email, but with Teams, it's there's more notification, more information. It's very, very easy to work with that one. So you don't really need to think about approvals, just enable it in Teams and work with it.
Yeah. I get that. Understood. Yeah, it's true. Normally, when the request come like this and it's in email, you can lose the trail and it goes down, and we are searching for it. But in Teams, it gathered at one place whereby you can follow it anytime you want. That's very great. Thank you very much. Lady Ruth, please, you have a question, your hand is raised. Please, you can unmute yourself and give your question, please. Thank you. Hello, Lady Ruth, are you there?
Okay, wonderful. It's been fun. I think I've learned a lot. I'm grateful. Hello, can you hear me?
Of course, we can hear you.
Can anybody hear me? Good. Okay, so my question has to do with the approval in Teams. I think the simple one, the one without the adaptive cards and all those nice ones. I tried along with him while he was creating the approval, and there was this section that allows you to send to another environment. That word attachment. There's this one that says send to another environment. I'd like you some further clarification. What does it mean? Another environment. What do they mean there?
Yes, for another environment, because you can have multiple environments in your tenant. If you create more environments using Power Apps DS, etc., so you can send it to different environments. So for very complex scenarios, you can use it. But by default, most people work with the default environment and don't need to switch between environments.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Lady Ruth. Please, anyone has a question? Marcin is available for us now. Please, by the way, Marcin, can you share your handle so that in case you are done with this, people can still continue following you and ask you questions throughout?
Yeah, sure. I will. Give me a second.
We are still waiting for your questions. So anybody, any question?
Oh, come on, can't switch my. As always, today my my computer doesn't like me. Okay. Yeah, so if you want to know, reach me, you can use my Twitter, you can use my LinkedIn.
Okay, so these are Marcin's handles. You can straight contact Marcin if you want to get more into these approvals in Teams or adaptive cards. Sorry, I'd rather use the adaptive card, and maybe next time you have Marcin explaining more the adaptive card, because it's much easier, right? I think so. Oh no, that's a complex one rather.
Yeah, complex. Yeah, but it's very powerful. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff you can do this using adaptive cards, really.
Yeah. I would love another session with the adaptive one. If you have another time, maybe next time you have another meeting, another session, I will really invite you. I would like to have you around again for these parts.
Thank you. I think that would be a pleasure to talk
Okay.
with you again.
Thank you. Please, you are still waiting for the question. Any question? If no, quickly, Marcin, I think other question will come through straight to your inbox or your Twitter and LinkedIn handles. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, okay. So our next speaker is actually this one here, two. We have Hadith and Anup Air, who will be sharing content with us. So Hadith is actually a customer engineer, has a big name, you know? And Anup is an IT community influencer. I love the guy. The guy can influence you. That's great. Okay. So their session will be on Windows 365. Oh, welcome.
Welcome, Manu, and welcome, Ajit. Good to see you.
Who left these guys in the house, huh?
Yes. We have a great combo. Nice
okay,
one.
so the session will be Windows 365. What you should know. Wow, what should I know? I'm ready for it. And Hadid, if you are ready, the platform is for you. Go.
Okay, let me see if I can share my screen here. Content. Oh, wait, let me see. Window.
Let me get those.
Yes, we're seeing this, right?
Yes, we can.
All right. All right. Ready to go, Anup?
Hey, all set. Let's go.
All right. Okay, everyone. Namaste.
Hey, namaste.
Techies.
I think I have to learn how to do it. Namaste.
It's universal, right? It's you know.
Okay. What's the meaning of that?
We covered it in our first show. You need to watch our shows.
Okay.
No, it's a greeting. It's it's hello. It's good morning, good evening.
Okay.
It's a way of being humble, right? Because when you're putting your hands together, you're like, hey, I'm,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So there's a lot of different meanings to it, but mainly it's a greeting, right? It's a universal greeting. So,
okay. Wonderful. Yes. All right. The platform is yours.
All right. So I might turn off my video, but
if you can make your screen full screen or something, right? That would be great, right? The presentation.
Yeah, like that. Is this what you're talking about? Hold on.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for the team from Ghana. You guys are awesome. Thanks for inviting us, and maybe you made a mistake having us present because Anup and I had trouble actually. So we'll do our best. This is not gonna be like your typical you know, present